Welcome, fellow travelers. I'm Thyra, and I'm joining Chibi and Virtek at the Golden Feather. Come on in, grab a seat, and let's share some tales of adventure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Golden Feather, where your hosts, Chibi and Virtek, discuss Ashes of Creation and important topics spoken about within the Ashes community. Every week, we invite you, the viewer, and a special guest to pull up a chair, grab a pint, and join the conversation with us. Today is the 1st of December, 2023. We're on episode 189. Thyra Crafton. And the traveling bard joining us today is Thyra. How you doing?
I'm all right, and yourselves?
Fantabulous. That is a word. I guarantee it. Don't bother looking it up.
Oh, it should be in the dictionary.
Oh, it is. I just put it. I mean, it's been there for a while. And your day, Chibi?
My day's been pretty good. Yeah, just excited. A lot going on, both on the Golden Feather and, well, within the Ashes community. So very excited to get into that.
Indeed. What are we looking at?
Today, we're going to be talking about the development live stream that happened just yesterday. For those of you that are confused why, it's because it was a Thursday and it was the last day of November. So they did it then. And the week prior was Thanksgiving here in the US. We're also potentially going to be talking about some updates to do with Alpha 2 potentially coming out, as far as spot testing, some other leaks that Steven had shared in the Discord, and some random topics from you, our community members, either here in chat or on the forums and Reddit. So, yeah, got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, so much.
And I just made you appear. My timing was terrible on that. We've been experimenting with it, and I forgot to do my experiment. So I'm sorry.
Womp womp.
You're late arriving on the counter portal.
It was a disembodied voice for a moment.
I was a ghost. It's okay.
Speaking from a distance.
From a distance.
Oh no. Before she continues, who are you? What do you do? And what brings you to the Ashes community?
I'm Thyra. I'm in Gilded House RP community. I am one of the officers for our Obsidian Order, where we focus on PvP and PvE content.
Ooh,
So,
very nice.
Mm-hmm.
you can imagine how excited I am for some future videos regarding PvP.
Oh yeah, well they did announce in this most recent live stream, won't get too into it, that January is going to be some PvP. So very excited for that.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I'm excited to see how things are going to be working.
But yeah, Raka D91, weekends are made for violating your bedtime, so just so you know, it's perfectly okay. Stay up late, be a rebel.
There's
Be a rebel.
caffeine.
There's caffeine.
We can get you coffee. I have mine, but I don't share, so.
Yes.
Oh, I try to share by leaving some in the refrigerator when I'm done pouring my cup, but sometimes it does happen and sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, I try.
Look, first come, first served.
Indeed.
Ooh,
So-
that sounds delicious actually. Chocolate peanuts. Oh yes. Sharing is caring. I agree.
Right?
Nom. Hey there, Butchie. So, Thyra,
So,
what is the first thing that you're looking forward to trying out as soon as you get into the launch game? Not necessarily during alpha and all that, but when the game launches, what are you, if you had no further knowledge beyond right now, what would be the first thing you'd try and do?
I'm going to spend like 7 hours on just character creator. I know they haven't really showed anything regarding it, but when it comes to character creator, I spend way too much time in it.
oh my gosh.
The BDO proved to be a match, because when I'd get bored on there, I'd switch over to the character creator just to create whatever. But
BDO had a really good character creator, I have to say.
it really did. I'm hoping Ashes kind of goes along the same route BDO did, but they have a lot to work up to. So,
Pochi says create a Tolnar, and then Vimora says she absolutely loves Justice, so maybe a Tolnar with a dress.
yeah, no, dresses aren't happening. I have quite a few friends who are very determined to have my character in a dress for some reason.
Now, if my research is correct, you plan on playing one of the human races.
I am. I do know you are Nahili. I see the chat. Yes, I am. A lot of times when I play MMOs, I always tend to go towards the more elvish or what my friend Nihili would consider the savage races. In Final Fantasy, I played as Zayla.
Nice.
So I kind of figured, change it up a bit. There's nothing wrong with changing things every once in a while. So
yeah, not at all. Gotta mix it up.
Yeah. And you're intending on potentially playing a Kalar.
Exactly.
And I believe they showed a updated Kalar starting equipment in the development live stream. I believe it was Kalar.
I think it was. It looked really good.
You liked it? That was going to be my next question. What did you think of that as a Kalar person?
I liked it. I want to see more. I'm kind of greedy that way. I think at this point we all are kind of greedy. We want more. Give us more stuff to just do. Give us more. Steven.
Exactly.
Give us more lore.
Kalar, Tolnar, they're all the same. Not a one of them is a Vec. So, there's that.
So I'm going to steal Ashes of Creation's question here. And what is one event that you would like to see correlate with the season change in Ashes of Creation?
One event that I would like to see correlate with the season change. I wouldn't say it's really an event. I'm more interested to see, because they've gone very detailed with how a lot of things are in a bunch of the streams that we've seen. So my first question is okay, if the seasons are changing, as characters running around in armor and stuff, are we going to get hot during winter? Are we going to get cold?
Right.
Are sources going to be more scarce in the winter? And it's going to be very interesting to see how it affects other races, especially I have this theory that Nihili and his little branchlers are going to sprout mushrooms, and I kind of just want to see that happen.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Also, thank you so much for joining us. Raka. But I would like to see my branchlers have some sort of ability to do bioluminescence added to it. That'd be really cool.
That would be really cool. Ooh. Kind of like an Aurora Borealis effect.
Yeah.
Like during the full moon, your guys' branchlers just start glowing.
That'd be super cool, actually.
Crazy stuff.
We're like we're the Ashes of Creation wood elf rendition. So I was just like, if certain things will adjust at nighttime, I wonder if I can have branchlers that adjust at nighttime. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. I kind of want to know also how the seasons are going to affect the caravan system. Is it going to negate certain paths that you could take? Is weather going to be an issue when it comes to the caravan system? And how is it going to affect going from node to node, as well as people who are defending and attacking? Like, are you gonna trip in, a thing of snow because it's too deep, or as much as that would be amazing? I think it's gonna be interesting. I really want to know how they're gonna have the seasons affect everything.
I hope very much. All the stuff.
I'm excited to see that. Yeah.
I'm just curious when they're gonna settle down on. Well, I mean, obviously after some testing, I guess I should say I'm curious what they're gonna settle down with as far as the rotation of seasons. 1 week, 2 weeks.
Right. I know that a while back it was like 2 weeks, but I think it'd be interesting to see also the day-night cycle in general. I know that a few of us were watching last night together in the Discord, and we were talking about how many days or nights we might get in a real-life day. I believe it's not 1-to-1, but it's interesting. I'm excited.
I am too. The biggest thing I noticed, especially when they changed it from day to night, was the transitioning. It was so smooth, and the skybox was amazing. They even had like a shooting star.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It popped overhead earlier on, and they didn't really comment on it or anything. But then later on, they commented on it, and Steven was totally not looking at it in any way, shape, or form.
He's always lost. I think there should be a quest in the game when it finally launches that's just dedicated to finding Steve.
Oh my gosh, yes. And Nair, thank you so much. Real quick, I'm just going to do a cheers, and this is to everybody who has either subbed or gifted subs. Thank you so much, by the way. It was crazy starting off with a hype train. Thank you so much. We super appreciate that, and thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you.
Yes, absolutely.
But Snuckers, I'm going to get to that later with the sword and the glowing. Yeah, Chaffee says they were answering all of his questions. It was really awesome. Super excited to talk about crafting. My next question is, if you close your eyes right now and you picture yourself in Vera and were to open your eyes, where would you be in Vera? What would you see around you?
I'd probably see just woods. I just want to get out there, possibly chasing down people because that's my PvP side, or just running around in the corrupted zones.
Nice.
I want to see that corrupted zone so bad.
Vox says corrupted zones all around as well.
Yes.
More says woods. I'm surprised you not see the bar counter first.
Well, I mean, true. Very true. But, she said, imagine. I'm just saying.
True story, and fair enough.
That's funny.
Technically, we're a little slice of Vera right here, right? She sees the bar counter already. It's time to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I'm like on the bar counter, so technically it would be the bar counter that I'm seeing.
Snucker says, Thyra murdering people in the woods, second cheapy. So I just imagine us back to back just like attacking people. I told you, Snuckers was calling me an axe murderer. So.
He was, and it was amazing.
We can go on a murder spree together in the
There
woods.
you go.
Let's go.
Yeah, just a Pyre and a Kalar. Nothing to see here.
Don't worry about it. If you see the luminescent glow, walk towards it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the lurfish, right? Totally.
See, and then you just gotta incorporate in a Wizzy as a dwarf and whatever Z is gonna be, and it'll just be a giant party of, oh, look how cute! Oh God, they're killing us.
All right. Do you have any questions for her? Any other random questions?
Oh, we could probably ask random questions all the time, but if we're gonna have her on again another time, we should save some.
Oh boy. Okay.
No, no, I think we're good to move on, because we could ask random questions about Vera all day long, I'm sure.
True. All right. Well, I'm going to run a quick 3-minute ad break. So for those of you that are not subscribed, I apologize, but this will turn off pre-roll. So there will be no ads for the rest of the podcast. So please bear with us as we enter into our discussion. And I usually like to ask the guests to choose first, but I think it'd be fitting to go with general topics for Alpha 2 and then go into the development live stream updates.
Works for me.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's go.
So, those of you that don't know, there is going to be a launcher update if you were a part of the previous testing experiences. And that is something that Steven said in his post in the Ashes of Creation AOC discussion. He says, spot testing has begun. Some limited NDA testers are participating in spot testing, and December will see more, including some major headless client testing. Also, those of you that still have the A1 launcher may see an update in the next couple of weeks. So, very exciting for that. And I can also share with you a couple of the other Twitter posts, of the Discord messages. So there's those from Rive. And that was really neat. It was really cool to see Steven kind of go through the list of things that they're going to talk about in the live stream. And of this list, is there a favorite from what he gave as a sneak peek that kind of piqued your interest before we get into it?
I mean, of the list, no, but of the list, yes, but the little leak that he gave at the end towards the C PvP aspect where we're laying out mines with manatees. Can we talk about that, please? I want to know more about that.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. It came out of left field for me. He was like, Maggie's like, yeah, we're all joking and saying this is us after Thanksgiving. He's like, yeah, I just want to ride that and plant some mines.
Just destroy stuff.
I like when he gets so into it because he lets out little things that you can tell he doesn't mean to let out, but he's so excited, it ends up happening.
Yeah.
Nara says, sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Nara says, I reinstalled the launcher after seeing that.
Yeah, I uninstalled the launcher and nuked everything off because it needed to have that done often enough in the tail end of the Alpha 1 that I was like, it's not going to work for Alpha 2. May as well just get rid of it.
At least you don't have to reinstall anything.
Yeah.
It saves a lot of Alpha 1.
Nice.
Yeah. True story. So Snickers asked there, what class is Thyra playing? Stare.
I have not set a focus yet because I'm hoping that they do a stream where your second class and how it affects your main class. I know they touched a bit on it, but I'd like a little more information regarding that before I hunker down on something, though it will be a DPS class for sure, because at the end of the day, I'm DPS all the way.
Fair.
I just made that up too. Didn't mean to rhyme.
Hey,
Snicker has us. Ranged or melee?
Melee.
Stare. Taffy said, I don't remember if they had mines, but they had submarines that was not annoying at all.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't.
Oh
gosh. Snickers.
Somebody get the spray bottle out.
We need a bonk emote after this.
I was just going to say, we forgot to get a bonk emote.
Yep. Oh, on that note, by the way, before we get into the meat of the topics, we have gotten a request for brand new emotes. So over the next month or so, start keeping your eyes peeled. You might see some new emotes here in our Twitch chat. So very exciting. And now that we're done with the ad, I think we should swap into the meat of everything, yeah?
Let's do it.
All right. Guest, which part of the live stream would you like to talk about first? Oops, it's black. Okay, we're
No,
back.
it's
We can go ahead and talk about Stephen walking through the crafting. I have definitely not ever really been a big fan of majority of MMO's crafting system.
Okay.
But the only time I ever actually did crafting was in BDO, and that was to get my frigate, and that was a pain all on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Final Fantasy, I hated every minute of crafting. My friend Nihili had to be the one to kind of pressure me into getting it done. But watching him go through and making the sword actually kind of made me excited about the crafting system. It doesn't just seem very blasé.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay. Ooh. So, there's a lot to the crafting actually that they showed, and I'm very excited. First off, it was kind of cool to hear that each artisan class was going to have its almost own storyline with it, with the certificate or the certification quest being related to it.
Mm-hmm.
And also I noticed that they're doing the outfits for the artisan classes to help with speeding up stuff, and I thought that was really cool too.
I like how they have the armor or the outfit for gathering and crafting go underneath the armor, and that you can kind of go back and forth whatever you want to see be seen.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of MMOs, it's like you're either in, your PvP, PvE gear, or you're in your crafting gear. You can't wear both at the same time.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting. I enjoyed seeing that. Especially I love and watching the stream when the question got asked if recipes are going to be shared per character or per account. I was so happy he said per character.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way because, oh, go ahead. You first. I've been talking a little bit.
Yeah, good. So you actually prefer to hunt down all the different recipes and everything on a per character basis?
I'm definitely I'm gonna make one character and that's gonna be my character. I understand, people enjoy their alts and everything. That's great. That's fine. But I definitely am. I get focused on one thing and that's it. So I'm definitely gonna have to be very picky about what she goes to mastercraft in or what have you. So, but hunting down the recipes, it's just gonna be a one and done for me.
Yeah. Ashes and Air says I'm good on per character. Makes little sense to have the two of the same crafters on the same account anyway. What are your thoughts, Vertec?
I like the convenience when it comes to having some alts. I would be kind of torn when it comes to Ashes specifically, because there are like the rare recipes and such, and the legendary recipes that you're going to get, and it's going to be some of the strongest gear. So I think Ashes might be the one time where I would say that maybe recipes per character would be the better way to go. But most of the time I usually like it to be like per account, because most games once you level 2 characters, because any reason whatsoever, it's kind of a bear to level a 3rd and then 4th, and I usually end up making like 6 characters because I like to try all the things, and I like to be able to be anything the guild needs for like a run, or if friends just want to run around and party and I'm always a tank, then if they already have 2 tanks, they already have to get rid of 1. Like, why would I want to go along with a party like that? I'll just stay here, guys. You guys go have fun. Or I could just jump on my healer or my hunter or my whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Because I definitely I definitely do that in Final Fantasy when, you know, the Gilded House, when we jump over there and we're running around and causing chaos. I definitely switch from like, okay, I'm normally DPS, but I'll go with whatever the party needs. So I get that.
Yeah. Well, I also like what Vamora said, because for me personally, I'm not bothered by recipes being per character. But also, they did mention that some recipes were going to have a limited amount of uses before they disappear. And I can't imagine that being tied to some of the more rare recipes, like Vamora says. And I think that adds a lot of consideration when building and selling recipes and things like that. So I'm very excited for that. But for the most part, it seemed like you were going to be able to keep a lot of the recipes over time.
I'm kind of torn between, like, you know, the rare recipes that they have like a charge on them, but at the same time thinking about, like, you know, this economy is going to be very crafter driven. So in a way, it kind of makes sense that it's going to be, you know, the rarer stuff are going to have chargers on it, because then what's stopping somebody from just, you know, flooding the market with, you know, this one item because this rare sword that, you know, Steven got is flooded. Now the economy is going to start to tank when stuff like that is just flooding the market.
Well, in theory, because my thoughts on it are that they're not going to flood the market if people aren't buying them. And if it really is that rare of an item, the price is going to start high, and it's probably got rare materials and all that. So there's going to be like a base value that it has to be.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who are really going to have that kind of money to spend in a game like Ashes with the way it's set up. And thank you for the sub there, D4 Phoenix. Much appreciated. But
yes, thank you very much.
There's a lot yet to be seen with how this whole system is going to work, to be honest. Just because, you know, you have to go to a freehold to do the best processing, and you got to go to a node to do the best. And I'm assuming this is after building it up. The mayor has to build it up, I'm assuming, too. You have to go to a node to do the training and whatnot for crafting, so it's kind of split up there. You may or may not get a whole lot of processors because of that system. You never know.
Yeah, I did find it interesting that Steven mentioned the best processing would be in the freeholds, and in the best crafting would be in the nodes. But there is a point up to, I believe, Journeyman, he said, that you can accomplish across all artisan classes in the node before you need the freeholds. And I kind of really liked the fact that you can craft without waiting or in a queue to see what other people are like crafting, because then it just gets bogged down. But when you're in the freehold, you can see what other people are crafting, and that station is being used and it's busy. And I think that's just kind of nice. It adds a level of just liveliness where it belongs without it being too overwhelming in terms of in the real, like, open node area instead of in the freehold. I don't know why I almost said the real world, but yeah. In the real world. But the other thing I liked is you can also drop your stuff off to go get crafted and then go out and do stuff. And when you come back, if the guy's still working, it's not done yet. If he's not working, cool, it's done. You can pick it up. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah,
just a nice little visual cue.
Yeah, the visual cue is really nice. Especially since you don't have to stand there and wait for it to craft, and you can go and do whatever else you need to go get for whatever item you're making, is really going to be great for all crafters.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What is
I'm
Birdsec
excited
doing?
to see how it pans out. Oh, I was making faces because Sneckers commented about me smirking.
Oh.
So I was just making random faces. Ignore me. Pay no attention to the vertex behind the counter.
If we can get this up on screen, I don't know if this goes over. Oh, congratulations, Vochi, for winning. Vimora says, I originally thought I'd be against anything being locked behind the freeholds, but since crafting technically isn't and processing is sort of gives a need to engage in the node wars to get those freeholds for groups, I sort of like the objective idea behind that.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely gives crafters a sense to go out and do more than just kind of crafting. I mean, everybody has a way to contribute to the node and getting your freehold and what have you, but it's nice to actually have a goal to work towards.
Yeah.
Like, once you hit that top tier, okay, well, this is this then. And you can
right.
forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the aspects that I'm really torn on, because I really want to wait and see how it goes and how it feels when we're testing it and what they land on with everything. But I almost feel like the freeholds having any kind of locked content like that, and honestly being almost the most limited thing out there, that after a while there's going to be only the rich are going to be getting freeholds, because everyone else is going to be tired of bidding to the moon and back just to get a freehold, and then their node gets sacked and it's gone, and they lost all that money, all of it gone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be curious to see how it pans out.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
It'll be interesting. I mean, all we can do is wait and see how it works.
Yeah. Exactly.
The next thing I want to bring up is those skill trees for artisan classes. Do we like it? Do we not like it?
I like it. I'm
very... Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, you.
I'm very used to MMOs that it's really dependent on your level, whereas to here, they're literally giving you the option of you can either choose that you can harvest more, or you can gather more, or what have you, and it lets you build the way you want said character to be built. It doesn't just like, oh, you're a master and everything, okay, good job, here you go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with all these skill trees for everything that there will be actual choices in there, and not just like where do you want to get to first and then you spend the rest of the points to get everything else. Like if you only have 50 points, just a huge number, to put into a skill tree, there better be like 70 or 80 options, so that you gotta really specialize to get some things, and other stuff you just can't touch if you're even trying to do this other thing at all. Absolute choices.
A couple of things from the chat. Vimora says the fact that Gatherer can feel important in this game is going to be the best thing, because they always seem secondary in games. Miss Thumper, also welcome in. Thank you so much for the sub. I saw that. Says, I like that it's all more community based. You need to work together as crafters and gatherers, etc., as you can't master everything. And that actually brings me to the next point that I was going to bring up. I was really excited to find out everybody can be a novice in everything. That was really cool. Then of all 22 professions, you can only be an apprentice in 5. And then you can only be a journeyman in 4. You can only be a master of 3, and only be a grandmaster of 2. And I already have which 2 planned that I would like to be a grandmaster in. But do you guys know what you want to do?
I haven't really thought of it, because, as I said before, I've never really been a crafter kind of person. So this will probably be like the first MMO that I'm like, okay, I'm going to go craft this, this, and this. Let's do it. So I'm definitely like thinking about where I'm going, but I'm interested to know where you're planning on going for a master.
Okay.
I am going to see how everything feels. I honestly have no idea whatsoever. For, a few reasons. For one, just because I gotta see how crafting really feels. I have a feeling it's gonna be really good as far as at least the output, like the end goal of crafting is gonna be great because yeah, it's the best gear, right? But how does it feel? Do I feel like I'm wasting my time so long to get something done? Is it really going to be those who are just dedicated to crafting? Those are going to be the crafters, and it's just not cut out to be me because I want to dedicate more time to doing something like having a tavern on a freehold,
Right.
or like going out and exploring the world or what have you. But I don't know, if I had to choose something, it's probably going to be something that's going to be useful for the fact that I have multiple characters in every game. Maybe like a jeweler, since there's 5 slots the wiki has listed for jewelers. Like 2 accessories,
Yeah.
2 rings, and a necklace. And I mean, you can just make that stuff for all your alts, right? And everybody else too. But that's the other thing about being able to be at least novice and, you know, the lower tiers for a lot of the crafting things is that you can make a lot of low level gear for your own alts, should you have them, or for your low level friends when they join the game. Which is another reason I have so many alts, because I have friends that join the game and I have to play with them, and very few games let me level down to them with my character that's at max level. So I have to make no character to run around with him. And once I get him halfway there, I have to finish, right?
Yeah. Some of the things from the chat. Chappie is going to be an animal husbandry person. Sneckers, I think, thinking of doing Grandmaster Animal Husbandry, and another Grandmaster also processing. Not sure what yet. Accusing me of being a Grandmaster of Murder. And from my 2, I'm hoping I can do this because I don't know if you can do processing and whatnot, but I want to do herbalism and alchemy. For those of you that know my lore, I am huge into alchemy. I always love doing alchemic things, as well as going out and picking flowers, as they put it. Memoria says, being an Omni crafter in Final Fantasy XIV before they made it quote unquote easy, I can tell you it's a terrible amount of time sink to be everything. So in some ways, having limitations on crafting may also not apply some pressure to folks who feel they have to do it all. So we may see more people doing other things too. Yeah, I see that. I don't think you can, because it's one gathering and one is processing or crafting. So yeah, but if you can, then I think that'd be awesome. That would be my goal. I find a lot of people tend to level gatherers as high as possible just to make easy money. Yeah, that's fair. Also, welcome in. I'm going for Grandmaster Hunter and Armor Smithing. I think those are the best options to make money. Then my second Grandmaster will be weapon crafting, probably. Nice. Yeah, I will say the influences come from Star Wars Galaxy, which was said during the live stream. But also in our Discord during our watch party, there was also a little bit of a feeling of some influence, almost like Final Fantasy related. So yeah. Steven said in Discord that they're going to test it without the gathering, processing, crafting branches, restricting your choices. Ooh, that's awesome, Galwood.
That'd be
interesting. GM gathering and processing. Yes, please. I would love that. Alchemy and cooking might be nice for money making. I honestly want to do alchemy and herbalism, because then I can always trade herbs for other things that I need, or alchemy for other things that I need, and both are very useful. And then also I can, help myself with the alchemy. So
Right. I mean, if they're gonna make cooking a thing, I need to make a friend, because I'm hoping that
oh my gosh,
is going to affect stats. So
Yes.
If you're gonna be cooking, I'll be your best friend. I promise.
Just saying, we're gonna have a tavern that's dedicated to food. Okay, just saying. Just
Yeah.
swing by. We got
I'll be
you.
there.
Chappie says, I hope Steven takes from Star Wars and lets me create pygmy pets.
Cooking human.
Oh gosh, Sneckers. He emphasized it was subject to change, so Steven may take it away again. Yeah, possibly, but it'd be fun to test at least. I also wanted to bring up the fact that they were talking about, in addition to crafting, the predicate systems. And we saw out in the wild he wasn't able to harvest an opal until he leveled up. And also, while he was trying to look around and harvested a ruby and a few other things, I liked how the ruby crumbled. That was really cool. And that there was a drop chance to get extra items. I've seen that in other games as well. So that was really nice to see that be implemented. But my favorite was some of those rubies became some of the opals became night opals.
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
I liked how the time of day affected some of the stuff. It was nice to see.
Yeah. And we saw the corruption zones as well. Vertek, it sounded like you were going to say. I'm just ignoring chat at this moment. I don't like this topic. I'm ignoring them.
It might be for the best.
It's definitely gone very llamas with hats.
Yeah.
But I was going to say the predicate system is possibly one of the more exciting things that the game will offer.
Yeah.
The fact that seasons can affect stuff, world events can affect other world events, can affect local events, and local events can affect all sorts of different everythings. And then the day and night added in with things only blooming at night, and the opals that start to glow, because I guess from what I took from it, not every opal you see out in the day is going to be a moon opal, but at nighttime you'll see them turn into moon opals.
Mm-hmm.
Or night opals. Yeah, it was moon bells and night opals. Yeah.
Yep, yeah. Moon bells and night opals. Oh my gosh, the moon bells are my favorite. I have to say, before we get to the end of this part of the video, I just wanted, as soon as I saw the bioluminescence in both the night opals and the moon bells, I was like, if that weapon doesn't have any sort of bioluminescence in it, when it gets done, considering those are the two required things to make it, I'm going to be so mad.
I liked how Steven mentioned as well that depending on what, stuff you use for crafting is going to depend on like the glow and the stats that are going to be on the weapon. So it's nice to know that, okay, I crafted one weapon, but it doesn't have the glow. You'll craft another weapon of the same kind, but you use different materials and now, or higher level materials, and now it has the glow. I like that, right off the bat, you're not just going to get special effects on the weapons.
Yeah. Miss Lumber says, timed gathering is so good. I'm definitely looking forward to being a boring gatherer in this game, considering how it's all laid out so far. And I think it's not going to be all that boring for the gathering because of how much and how intense the... Oh my gosh. Oh no, we're already wearing our tavern garb.
Do we switch it up for a freebie?
Sure.
The points is spent.
Yeah, just so that they're not wasted. But I was very excited because not only was the resources different at night, but also when we got to the corrupted zones, you see here right now, the corrupted zone has this like pinky purple aura around it. But then at nighttime, that looked even more awesome. And I died laughing when Steven accidentally dropped the F-bomb.
It sounded like he was genuinely like startled by it too, not just trying to make a statement. It sounded like he was truly startled. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
true form leaks, yeah.
that would be my reaction if I just ran up on something like oh.
Snickers was saying this is my true form. What we gotta do to start a server event where it's night 24/7? That's a good question. I don't know. Stay like this the entire stream? We might. That's nice. Thank you. This is the Unseen Order. We got it done special for the Extra Life charity event, and made it our Halloween costumes. And now it's something that you can redeem at any point in time throughout the stream with your channel points if you have enough. And the
day it was announced, we placed the order.
Oh yeah.
We're getting this today, right
and
now.
The tavern garb is what makes us go back to what we were doing. Oh god, I was second monitoring the stream. I just looked at my second monitor. Yeah, hi.
Surprise.
Yeah, but I think that's really awesome. And I'm interested in seeing what the weapon looks like without the upgrades that they gave to it. Because, dude, once they added in those fragments, that was super awesome seeing the final thing. But I'm so curious to see what the base looks like, because I believe as the tiers go up, so does the effects on the weapons. So it was so cool. But right now he's showing the bag space. I want to talk about that real quick. What are your thoughts on the bag space? I thought it was really strange when it first popped up, and then they were talking about how as you level, you can get more bag space and kind of be, I guess, be more mindful of what bags you take and what you're planning on doing.
Oh,
what are your thoughts?
It. I think it definitely is, a lot of games, it's either you have storage space or you have weight. And then some MMOs, it's like, oh, you have weight and you have, your bag space. I like that it definitely cuts down on the need for a weight limit.
Right.
And I think that it's going to also be great because that's going to prevent people from just mindlessly, though I know some people like it, going out and gathering, because eventually you're going to have to go and empty your bag. You can't just like, okay, I'm going to gather, these rubies and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
I have to go and empty my bag first before I can go get more. And because it's also like the further away from the node you go, and you're gathering stuff, you need to be mindful, like, do I have the space for this? Do I have the right bags for this? So I think it's definitely, I like it. I know some people probably don't like it.
You're right.
But again, that's just me.
Yeah. Real quick before Vertec goes, Vladis is saying the bag space is fine. It's beginner bags. Exactly. It's not end game. Miss Thumper says you're really going to have to plan your gathering trips and bring your PvP buddies to back you up. And I also like that it really kind of what Vimor says. The space they have is nice. Also, resources are going to be scarce in areas anyway, so it's going to encourage adventuring and stuff as well. And hello, Burns. Welcome in. But
hello.
What are your thoughts on starting off with that type of bag space and also the stacking benefits and then leveling it up with better bags later?
Yeah. I'll be honest. When I first heard the ideas, I thought it was kind of silly and I didn't think it was going to be something I would like, but I didn't hate it. But I kept it open mind, and then I saw it in action and really thought about it. And I think it's honestly a good system. It's something I haven't seen them do before, or like anybody do before, really, like developers in general for games, is create almost Tetris-y like bags that you could, in some cases, put some types of materials in two different kinds of bags, but you're also not going to get those stack bonuses and whatever. But then there's some stuff like you're never going to fit a log in the mining bag, at least the starter bags anyway. It's just not going to work. And you
like
could fit, yeah, you could fit the mining stuff into the wood bag, but you're going to end up with 4 blank spaces on the bottom doing nothing,
right?
Because you can't fit into the rock in there.
Like Galwood said, you also might get some glint stuck in there.
I mean, after seeing what the glint did to that sword, give me more.
Right?
There you go.
Most important thing is that you're not dropping bags on death, so when Thyra will farm me in the forest, she won't be able to take my stuff without correct bags. I can't believe Steven just got rid of that glint. Just straight up yeet, gone. I was like, the glint!
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Exactly. But I did like that you can use, and it does prioritize the right bag for what you're picking up, but you can use the other types of bags for space as well. I think that's an important thing. The other thing I wanted to mention was something Vamora says, which is no more sitting at gathering node to spawn as well, because the cool thing they mentioned was a bunch of crafters can do surveying together, kind of like the previous talks of summoners grouping together and summoning something larger. It's kind of cool to see that with the artisan system. You have a bunch of artisans grouping together and surveying together, and being able to see a wider range of resources or finding more resources. I think that's really neat. And it doesn't seem like it affects you with the Q&A if you do it solo or in a group. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I like it. It's definitely going to make gathering, I think, more fun, especially not being a big gatherer myself. And as for the farming people and dropping bags, I'll just take your body with me. You don't have to
bags
worry.
in one. There you go.
Exactly. Why?
Go- God says, creepy Thyra. Oh my gosh. Golan says, Glyn stuck in my bags will be the top Reddit post after the release.
It should be.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's so many things that can be gathered too. Like you can just run around and do your thing, and there's gonna be something to gather.
Yeah.
Run around and just make a beeline across the map, and you're gathering the entire time instead of running out of your way because there's like a loop of it over there, but nothing over here.
If you can smell something weird coming from a field, well, it's Thyra's. You think they will eventually do like higher tier bags that held less, but could stack anything?
That would be.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
that could be neat.
Miss Number says, "Take my body. You're going to get haunted."
I mean, it's okay. I have sage.
The other cool thing with the corruption and everything is that it takes some of the resources and it replaces some of the resources in the area. So if you don't watch the corruption, it might replace and deplete some of the resources that you're trying to go after. Interesting.
The only two things that I didn't, and I'm hoping that they fix, like, is A, can we not make the clean cut across the trees? I hope we fix that. Because it bothered a lot of us. Because when they chop down the tree, it's just a straight cut. It's not like jagged or anything.
Yeah.
But because
You
I
only
didn't
get that
see
if you're a
it.
Grandmaster Lumber.
You only get the
lumberjack.
jagged.
Yeah.
The other thing, and I guess it really doesn't have to do anything with gathering, is when he went into the corruption zone, it didn't seem like the corruption hit his health bar at all. And I was really hoping it kind of would, because, I mean, besides the resources being, scarce or switched up in the corruption zone, like, besides, the nightmare horror or ancient horror that was sitting there watching them, one-shotting you, what's really gonna stop you from just, making the corruption zone your home?
Right. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. I'm curious to see how the corruption affects us. If it's not completely in now, then yeah, I'm just curious. I don't know. There's so much. There is a lot that was actually unpacked with this whole thing. I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite, honestly. There's just so much.
There really is.
I like the yeah at the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
Rock is saying I'd like a wood cutting system like there's in Valheim. Cut down the tree, then chop up the logs afterwards. I wonder, I haven't played Valheim. Does the log just stand there or the tree just stay there on the ground, and someone else could run up and start chopping your tree up, run away with little branches?
Yeah, I mean, essentially they can. Though the thing that I hope they would take from Valheim, I mean, is technically cheating because I did it a lot, is if you go into the woods and, you know, you're chopping down one tree, let's say there's another tree that you need a better axe for, like right next to it, and you angle the cut just right, you can knock a tree down with another tree and it'll break it apart, and then you can, you know, get the wood from that tree that you needed without actually having to upgrade.
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of cheating, but it would be funny to see. Plus, kind of an inside joke is, you know, we were watching them drop the trees on each other, and he goes, I live. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, the trees don't kill you. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, we thought trees couldn't kill you because some of us got into an alpha for PAX, and I managed to kill a friend with the tree on accident. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I wanna test that theory. Please let me do that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I love it. Yeah. Vimora says Pax Day had a nice cutting animation against the base of the tree, but physics were a bit wonky, so I'd hope Ashes will take from Pax Day in terms of the cutting into the trunk.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh
agree.
no! You killed Miss Thumper? Oof.
Look,
Wow,
it's not
rude.
my fault. Stood in the wrong spot.
Oh my
Should have moved
gosh.
faster.
Yeah. All right, so we have about 4 minutes, and Vertec is going to bring up our fan focus, which is Desh here made some Ashes of Creation coins out of some 3D print resin. I thought that was really, really cool. So we wanted to showcase that a little bit. But as we finish up here, what is one of your favorite takeaways from the live stream?
The
Thyra.
effects that the higher tier or grade of gathering, you know, like the wood and stuff is
Mhm.
have on, you know, whatever it is you're about to craft. I like that. Oh, go on. I like that everything's going to kind of affect your weapon or your gear or whatever in
Right.
its own way, and that they're really giving their player base a lot of control with, you know, what stats your weapon has,
Right.
what level is your weapon going to be if you use this, this, and this. I really like that. That was
Yeah.
really my favorite part. Besides the, you know, in January we're getting a PvP character.
PvP sneak peek. Yep.
Yeah.
And for those of you that didn't hear, in December, we're getting the official quarter announced with the Ranger, more of the Ranger showcase. I guess they're overhauling about like 18 of their abilities. So we'll see that. And while Vertec is still getting the thing up, because I kind of sprung this on him just now, my favorite takeaway was the artisan certifications and the kind of quest lines that go along with that. I really like that. I'm very excited to try that out. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
going to be fun. I'm looking.
very excited for it. Look at these lovely coins. So excited for
Yeah.
those.
You know what's funny?
Which one?
Is,
Oh, yeah.
If you can kind of see it, it says it really small, but it says "In Stephen We Trust."
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That new arrow though that they showcased was really cool. Vertec, what was your favorite thing of the showcase?
My
The
favorite thing,
live stream.
honestly, was seeing the predicate system in action with they're out and about, and you saw what they were grabbing, and you saw what the landscape looked like, and then they went out after night, and things just were different.
Mm-hmm.
It feels different. It looks different. It literally behaves different because now there's things to harvest that weren't there before.
Yeah. So before we read over, I just kind of want to say thank you all so much for your support. We really appreciate it. A couple of things to note as we get closer to our goals. We have 2 goals. One is a subscriber goal set for 25. We're at 22 out of 25 right now. If we meet that, Vertec and I are going to go ahead. This was suggested by you guys in the Discord last night. What was that game called again? It was the scary one. Lethal Company. Vertec and I are going to go ahead and play Lethal Company. So very excited to try that out. Oh my gosh, Chappy.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, you
Thank you,
one goal.
Chuff.
Perfect.
Another
Thank you. So now we're gonna have to plan that out. Very excited. And one of my friends from can you do the cheers thingy? One of our friends from the guild mentioned that they know a way of getting 15 people through a mod into that game. So I thought that'd be pure chaos and fun. So we'll plan that out. I'll get that announced for you guys. Thank you for the cheers. Thank you so much for the gift. We super appreciate it. And I'm gonna have to come up with a new goal. But the other goal we have is 1,300 followers, and we are less than 25 away from that. And when we reach that, we want to do a community game night in our Discord. And we might stream it, but it's also sometimes more fun just to have some chaos that you don't have to be worried about getting banned over.
Yeah.
So we're really close to that. Nice. Yeah. And if you missed it earlier, we have new emotes coming, so keep your eyes peeled, especially for those of you that are subscribers. Make sure your Twitch and Discord are synced so you get access to the subscriber-only area and see those sneak peeks. But I would be remiss if I did not say thank you, Thyra, so very much for giving us your time. It was a pleasure chatting with you, and there's so much we didn't cover, and there's so much more that I need to know about you, so I hope we get you on again sometime.
Just reach out and let me know.
Will do.
It was nice being able to chat with you guys.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get this raid going.
Got the guest links in there.
Yes, please check out Gilded House, which if you guys can't tell by the links, they do roleplay, and they're really awesome people. I've been really enjoying getting to know them, and I'm very glad that I did. So I'm going to get my drink on. Get it. And we're going to raid over to Vladis. Yes. Who's doing more Ashes of Creation conversation. So artisan feedback and discussion, it looks like.
Ooh. And thank you so much, everybody, for hopping in, spending your time with us, just chatting and contributing towards conversation. That's the greatest support you could possibly give us. And we appreciate every moment of it.
Yes. And good evening. We'll see you with Vladis. And until next week, bye.